So did something go wrong or did something go right?
Old Steve was about 180 when he gave his shield to Sam Wilson back in Avengers Endgame. Today on ScreenRant, let's break down a long-standing MCU mystery. Is Captain America dead in the MCU?
If you had the chance to take the serum, would you do it?
Hells yeah.
You wouldn't be worried about how it might change you.
In the MCU, the effects of the super soldier serum remain largely unexplored, but with the rate Steve has been aging, it's possible that Cap is still alive and kicking. He's unlikely to be as strong or as spry as before. However, considering what the 80-year-old former super soldier Isaiah Bradley is still capable of, Cap could be just as dangerous at 180 years old today. And for now, it's wholly unclear how many more years the serum has added to Steve's life, but it's almost certain that Steve will outlive Peggy.
You have to return the stones to the exact moment you got them. You're going to open up a bunch of nasty alternative realities.
Don't worry, Bruce. Clip all the branches.
The short answer is that the MCU still hasn't figured out how to do this properly. Any continuation of Steve's story runs the risk of ruining the character's perfect ending. Yet at the same time, it could present opportunities for the MCU to leverage its own history. If Steve is still alive, it would be reasonable for him to avoid showing up in Earth 616, as it would compromise Sam Wilson's integrity as the new Captain America. Instead, Steve would make himself useful elsewhere. In fact, Steve Rogers could literally be anywhere at any point in time. Let's not forget that after Endgame, combined with his quantum suit, Steve could have already mastered safely traveling across time and space. His long post-Endgame absence could even be explained by a higher understanding of the consequences of interfering with fated outcomes. So if OG Cap is still out there being a hero, he's bound to have become much more strategic than before. And if Steve can't resist at least returning to his home universe, there remain corners of the galaxy where he can hide and put his heroism to good use. For instance, we wouldn't mind seeing old Steve in disguise as the new mysterious mentor of the current Guardians of the Galaxy lineup. On the other hand, it's just as likely for Steve to have retired in a totally different corner of the multiverse, content with living out his years in the most peaceful alternate Earth he can find. That said, if there's ever a right time for the MCU to take the risk of bringing Steve Rogers back, it would be none other than the next biggest Marvel movie event of this decade. In fact, given the potential scope of Avengers Secret Wars, literally anyone could make a return. If the MCU not just debuts Franklin Richards in Phase 6, but also gives him a huge role in Secret Wars, then we may even see classic Steve making a comeback. It's also possible that somewhere inside the fantastic For First Steps 60s-inspired alternate universe, there's a version of Steve Rogers that could hitch a ride into the MCU. But what do you think? Do you believe the original Captain America could still be alive? Tell us your thoughts and theories in the comments, and keep watching ScreenRant.